This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today we're going to be working together as detectives, looking through those magnifying glasses, and kind of like Sherlock Holmes, maybe smoking from a pipe. In this case, Sherlock Holmes has actually given us a case that has not been finished. We're going to try to finish it for him. So today we're taking a look at the unfinished case of Holmes. This is a escape room style game where you'll work together to solve puzzles and try to get to the end. Now, this game has a lot of spoilers, so I'm not going to show you a whole lot in the overview, just a very high level of sort of what comes in and what the game entails, and I'll see you on the other side for my non-spoiler final thoughts. In the unfinished case of Sherlock Holmes, it's going to come with some envelopes with different puzzle pieces that you'll be using throughout the game based upon what's on that envelope. Now, some of these envelopes have some sort of pixelated images. It was the only bad part of the game. The stuff actually in the envelopes looks quite fine. Now, there's a lot of these big sheets of colored paper, and they have different clues that you'll be referring to throughout the game, and usually it's pretty obvious as to which one you're looking at, depending on the puzzle that comes out. I'm just gonna sort of flip through these pretty quickly. This isn't really spoiling anything because you don't really know what any of these things mean, and they won't really mean anything until you actually go through the things, and it tells you what to look for, what you're trying to do, and the story, and what all these things means. So I'm just kind of showing you the different types of puzzles and things that you'll be looking at. This is where you'll spend most of your time is on these things and with the items that you find in the envelopes, trying to figure out the different puzzles. Now the game comes with an app. It starts, there's a 2-hour time limit. This one's been going for 30 minutes as I've been kind of looking through this again. And there's a certain puzzle that you're working on. It will tell you where you're at. It will tell you what to look for, and you'll be grabbing some things. And then it tells you what you want. And you're trying to find the encrypted letter and help you do the first clue. It's pretty obvious once you get going, but it has a place here for an answer. So you can come in here and you can try to answer something. You could just say like, I don't know, the answer is book. So you come in here and you can type the answer into the app. Now, notice the time, we're at 31 minutes. And if you say answer, it says wrong, please check, you can check the hint, so you could try again. It actually, it counts down the time. So this had started at 2 hours, and now it's counting down to 0. And every time you get it, so there's 30 minutes left in this, but every time you sort of get a wrong answer, it's going to subtract a couple of minutes from there. You can also try to get hints. And then it will say, hey, the hint will cost you 3 minutes. Do you want to take it? And you can say yes or no, and it will give you a hint. I'm not going to give you any. But this sort of walks you through the entire thing, giving answers. This is how you're figuring out what to get, whether you've got it right or wrong, and what envelope to go to next. And it will give you some clues as to what to do. So the app sort of runs the game as well. All right, there is Unfinished Case of Holmes. Now, this escape room I think has great value. It took us about 2 hours and 15 minutes to finish it. And it only cost $20. And for 2 or 3 or 4 of you to do that, I think is a great value. I like that it is non-destructive. Meaning there's some times where you might destroy things, but they have an online link that you can go to reprint those things out, so you could play it again with a different group or pass it on to a friend. I like that it uses an app to sort of keep you on track. If you can get hints and things like that, and it has the timer, and I like that you can sort of use that to figure out things and enter in answers to see if you're right, because they can do different things with that in the future as well. I like that there's a 2-hour timer that shrinks with hints. So as you're getting hints, it's taking time off to try to give you that sort of escape room feeling where there's some pressure, there is some time limit, and it kind of works well with that. But I also like that you can play after the timer runs out. I just said that it took us 2 hours and 15 minutes. So yes, it actually took us longer than the timer. The timer ran out for us and much quicker than that because we did get some hints as well. But I like that you can continue to play and you'll continue to get a score afterwards. I like that there's a walkthrough available. Not all escape rooms have these, but the ones that do have it, I really enjoy it. Because sometimes in escape rooms, you'll figure something out or you'll get something correct, and maybe you got there a different way. Or maybe you were like, wow, what was the real way that we were supposed to think through this? And a lot of times going through the walkthrough after you're done allows you to go, oh, I didn't even notice that. We just went from this to this and we got to this. We kind of got to the same answer, but differently. And I like being able to go through a walkthrough, either to check your answers and see what the real way was to do it, or to kind of see how things worked on ones that you really got stuck on. I felt that the difficulty was just about right with this. Wasn't too hard, wasn't too easy. I don't like escape room games that really just beat you up the whole time and you just feel frustrated. I would rather have an escape room be a little bit more easier than harder. It still gives you a challenge, but you never get so stuck that you just get frustrated, because just doing the puzzles is fun. I felt like this one was just right for us. This has linear puzzles, one puzzle at a time, for example. And I like that because sometimes in some escape room games, you might have multiple puzzles and you might not even know if you have enough information to do a puzzle, and you waste some time going on things and going, wait a minute, we don't have enough information for this. We just wasted 20 minutes on this. I like that you can kind of focus and all work on something together. Now, the negative of this, the images on the outside of those envelopes, as I showed in the video, were pixelated and they looked like terrible quality. However, inside those envelopes, when things came out, they were fine. For some reason, just the envelopes looked bad quality, but the actual components inside those that I did not show actually are quite fine. The other thing is, I talked about the linear aspect, making it so that you could work on puzzles together. That also could be a negative with a little bit with some. Some people like to have a more open escape room game. And the linear aspect makes it so that it's better with less players. Because, if you've got 4 people and there's only one puzzle you're solving, it might be a little bit too much. Too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen, if you will. So this game, I think, plays best with 1, 2, or 3 players. More than that, I think you're going to start getting people that are just not contributing that much to it. But overall, I've really enjoyed the game. This is definitely one I would recommend if you like the escape room games, and this is the Unfinished Case of Holmes.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.